In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of what I call the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper or the host of this program, known here on social media, wherever you may find me. I am known as the mighty Angel Snub 7. I am your soul brother number one and your friend Taalik Ibn'rad. Well, guess what? Guess what today is? Can you guess? Any of y'all? You raise your hand. It's Halloween? No, Halloween is later on. Can you guess what today is? Today is the first annual Let's Beat Up a Black Woman Day. Let's clap. Yay, yay. Beat up a Black Woman Day. A Black Girl Day. Let's beat up a black girl, a black woman, a soul sister. Let's beat soul sisters up today. So each man, y'all go out, just pick a soul sister out of the crowd. It's beat up a sister day, and just give her a good old slap. Yeah, just beat her up. And the reason why I say that is because, of course, this does not reflect all soul brothers. However, it seems to be and have become, especially on social media, it's become very popular when any other soul brother, black male, whenever they decide to bash our soul sisters, you know, it is popular. Amen, brother. Amen, brother. All over social media, that's what you hear. You will not hear me clap. You will not hear me call our soul sisters, I don't care who they are. You never hear from this rostrum I ever call a soul sister or any woman a whore, bitch, and all these derogatory names that these males come up and bring forth that other men and silly women you clapped your hands for. And you do so out of ignorance. You do so because you don't want to accept responsibility. So you need to find somebody to blame your problems on. And who else? It's wonderful. Let us all blame the soul sisters for our problems. It's the woman, the black woman is the number one enemy of the black community. If there was no woman, there would be no community, period. In fact, if there was no man, there would be no community. But let us concentrate on the female because she's an easy target. Have you ever noticed on nature programs when you see a pride of lions and the juvenile lions are having fun? They are having fun doing whatever they want to do until the dominant male shows up. Then all these little juvenile cowards, they run for the hills. That's the way it is when I show up. When I go to these videos and these poor, lost, ignorant, cowardly soul brothers are beating up and having a good time talking about verbally whipping the hell out of women, and some of them will physically beat you. There's no doubt about that. But when the alpha male, the real alpha male, when the dominant male shows up on the scene, all that stops. They put their tail between their legs, and that's the way it is when I show up. Because they don't have a chance in hell. Because they weak. The reason why they are attacking women is because they are weak. That's just the bottom line. They are pathetic. They are weak. So they need to find somebody to direct their frustration out on. And can you believe that a man, these men, actually A woman is usually smaller, she's weaker than the male. We know this. But you actually have fellas that brag about, oh man, me and that bitch got into it and I kicked her ass. More, I wore that hoe out. But I was just smashing her in the face. You see videos on YouTube. You have men actually beating women like they were supposed to be fighting a man. And other males, yeah, man, you sure did it to her. Pathetic. A weaker person. That's the reason why I have a problem with corporal punishment, physical punishment against children, is because I'm bigger and I'm stronger. And I don't want to bully that child. I don't want to hurt them because I'm bigger and stronger. To me, it's just not fair. I don't like that. I would rather talk to the child and attempt to try to communicate rather than use physical violence against a child that I claim that I love and I care about, but also at the same time, because I guess I don't know any better, I'm going to beat the hell out of you because love hurts. Don't make any sense to me. I don't call women these things, hoes and bitches and bed wenches and all this other crazy stuff. Where did these soul brothers learn this stuff from? They learned it from their massa. They learned it from the pink races. They didn't learn it from no Africans. They didn't learn it from nobody from the islands. They learned it from these races who hate women, who deep down inside are nothing but homosexuals, but yet and still, you're going to talk about the white man. The white man do this and the white man do that. But yet and still, you carry and you enjoy some of the things that this racist have given you. It's all right to call your woman, your mothers, whores and bitches. You learn that from your massa. Because there's no other creature on this planet that is going to want to or wish to hurt their mother, hurt their womb, except you, the ignorant Negro, colored, African Americaners of America, because you are unnatural yourself. Your connection to your mother was never even made. You never had a connection. Your only connection is to your massa. That's why you don't go full scale on your massa like you do the soul sisters. You've never had a real connection to mother. Because if you had a real connection to mother, there is no way in the hell you're going to call any girl, any soul sister, any woman, I don't care what her race is, you're not going to call a woman hoes, bitches, and bed wenches and all this other stuff that y'all come. I don't give a damn what she do. Because if you are a real male, you take charge. But you can't take charge. You too damn weak to take charge. So you take your frustrations out on her. Because you're definitely not going to challenge another man. You might get your ass whooped. Verbally or physically. And many of you know this. Bunch of cowards. I don't like males. I don't like men. They are so tacky. They cowardly and weak and pathetic. I don't care if I never see another man in my life. For real though. For real though. But you want to know something? See now, men, the male can act like a whore. The male can act like a bitch. In fact, Ice-T had a record out 20 years ago or whatever that men are bitches too. Because they can be. But we don't talk about that. And these men who verbally and physically beat up and bash on women, they's hoes and bitches. Yeah. Now I'm gonna call you that. You come and hit me in my face. Come and do to me like what you would do to a woman. Come on, bring it. You're not gonna bring it because unless you have a gun, you might attempt to try it if you have a gun or a knife or a stick or something, they might step up. Bunch of punks and sissies. I don't see. There's always exceptions to the rule, so brothers, don't get on my case. Man, I ain't like that. I'm not talking about you. If the shoe don't fit, don't worry. I'm not talking about you. You know who I'm talking about. But you want to know something? At one time, yes, at one time, your brother, soul brother number one, I behaved the same kind of way. What? What you said? What? For you behave just like them? Yeah. When I was a child, when I was 8, 9, 10, or whatever years old, I acted like them. You call these people men, they are nothing but children in the mind. They're children. See, I used to get into it with my sisters. And I used to really have big time fights with my sisters. And the reason why I had fights with my sisters is because they were faster thinkers than me. You know, when you talk about a woman, my wife nags me and women get on my nerve with their mouth. The reason why a woman gets on your nerve with her mouth, is because you can't think fast enough to counter anything that she brings. So out of frustration, and this is what happened to me when I was a child, because my sisters think faster and I wasn't able to keep up. So out of frustration, and a lot of the things that they would say was an outright lie, but I did not know how to counter. I did not know how. They had my little brain all over the place. So out of frustration, to end this real quick, I just simply, boom, hit my sister in the mouth. And that's what these guys do. You too silly, you too immature, you can't think fast. So what should we do? Out of frustration, let us just punch the woman in her mouth. That's what you see. That's domestic abuse, because most of these guys, these men, they cannot think. Even according to the science of men, they tell us that men mature slower than women. And you will always be behind her. So you don't know how to handle her. So your only option is, I just bust her in her face. You can't think fast. So there was a problem here. When I used to have fights with my sisters, there was a problem. Because as I matured, as I physically matured, I was getting stronger and stronger. They were not. So a problem is coming here because I'm fighting my sisters. At the same time, I love them. And I don't want to hurt them. And I know I'm getting stronger and stronger. Sooner or later, you know, these licks, this physical confrontation, I'm going to seriously hurt them. They're not going to really hurt me unless they have some kind of weapon or brick or whatever. They're not going to be able to physically hurt me like that. So one day I decided, because of love, listen, see, because of love, I'm going to have to find a different solution for this problem. So I began to just sit back and relax. I did not say that men cannot think. We think slower. Our reactions, we don't think fast like women. Did not say that we can't think at all. Or we can't become mature. Women mature faster than males, but it does not mean that we don't eventually mature. So as a child, listen, as a child, I had to sit back in the cut and think about what my sisters was doing that was hurting my feelings, their actions. How am I going to counter that mentally, verbally, without hurting the people that I love? How am I going to do that? So I had to sit back in the cut and really, really, really think. And I finally came up with a solution. I had to work on me. I had to work on my thinking process. I had to think about my whole mentality, my whole mindset, and change it. These guys don't want to change. But clearly you have a problem here, and you are hurting and beating up on the people that you claim that you love. How can you claim you love Soul Sisters, the black woman, but yet and still you will turn around and call her these nasty names? So I learned how to battle my sisters verbally. In fact, I learned how to battle my sisters verbally so good that they turn around and want to beat me up physically, like some of y'all do. You can't handle me verbally. So I will kill you, Negro. You will direct physical threats towards me because out of frustration, you can't handle what's coming at you. So you strike out because you're frustrated. You can't think as fast as the other person. You have become an unnatural creature made to hate the womb that you come from. And now, of course, many of these so-called men, these soul brothers, these men, they would tell you, well, when I call women hoes and bitches and bed witches, well, I'm not talking about all women. They put on this illusion like they are separating people. But at the same time, if the woman who originally was not supposed to be part of the women that they are talking about, if that woman does something he don't like, then she becomes a whore, bitch, and so what. But I thought that you said you're not talking about all women. She wasn't part of that. But now you don't like how she acts or what she said. Now all of a sudden she's a whore too. See, the hypocrites, y'all fake. What many of these men want, just like their slave master, is a slave. The racist Caucasian male, his first slave was his woman. That was his first slave, human slave. Of course, the cows and the chickens, they were slaves first, and plants. But his first human slave was the female. Using his brute strength, he forced her to submit to his will. And that's what many of these guys want. They want you, soul sister, to be a slave. That's why they use their religion to teach you. In some religions, you're not even supposed to talk. The man is the head of the household. And you accept all this to keep you in this submissive, slave-like, inferior condition. Because all these folks is looking for slaves. No. You need to get your sisters, your mothers and aunts, and y'all need to come here and be with a brother who gonna be with you for real, though. Yeah. The Reality's temple on earth. And these guys, let them do their thing by themselves. Because you don't need them, and I don't need them either. Jot down your comments. Peace.